We're going live, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing? It's Egal Talks Football, and I'm here once again for another post-match reaction. And today, I am hyped. You don't get it. 4-1 versus Unai Emery's Aston Villa. And Unai Emery is soft. Unai Emery is a bitch. He ran down that tunnel, didn't even shake Mikel Arteta's hand after the game. The soft little bitch he is. On top of everything else, we showed the whole Premier League. This is a statement to you, and you. You thought Villa was on our level. You thought Man City were going to overtake us this weekend. You thought Arsenal was going to drop points in this game. Not today. Declan Rice, no Declan Rice, no problem. Gabriel's back. Timber's back. Saliba and Gabriel are back together. Gabriel Jesus is coming off the bench making a difference. Odegaard's back to his best. Leandro Trossard is putting on clutch performance after clutch performance. ZUBIMENDI is even getting involved in goals. Career high in goals, and we're in December. Did you see the bench? Did you see who was on the bench today? You should be scared. You should be worried. You should be fearing for your club because this is no longer the same old banter team. This is no longer the team you guys could banter. Arsenal mean business, and we're taking care of business. At our ground, what is it? 12 games in a row this season at the Emirates. Undefeated. 1 draw, 11 wins. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Trying to find little issues. Gyokeres, this, set pieces. Who gives a shit? Did we score? Did the ball go into the back of the net? Does it say goal for Arsenal or does it say goal for the opponent? Because last time I checked, it don't matter how you put the ball in the back of the net, it leads to a win. And when we score 4 goals like this, when we score 3 goals from open play and 1 goal from set pieces, I love it. I love it. To the people who are crying about set pieces, this is for you. To the people who are saying Arsenal can't do it without Rice, this is for you. For the people who are saying Aston Villa are on our level, this was for you. For the people who said Unai Emery should have been given more of a chance at Arsenal, this is for you. First half was kind of shaky. Second half, we destroyed them. And we gave Ollie Watkins his birthday goal. He always somehow scores against us. We gave him his birthday goal. But I was gutted we didn't get the clean sheet. Long story short, we're 5 points clear of Manchester City. Over to you, Dayo. What are you saying?
That's good, man. Some team was going to get it eventually. I mean, again, I understand all the narratives that people have been putting up all over the last 3, 4, 5 games. Oh, you guys are not clinical enough. You're not finishing your dinner. Blah blah blah. 2-1 own goals. They say all kinds of things, right? And no. So that was my son. He's asking me a question though. So like they said all kinds of things, but then I watch the game. I look at the game, and I also look at what we are creating. And when you're taking 25 shots in the game, 22 shots in the game, and only converting 1 or 2, eventually, once you click, somebody is going to get 4, 5. It's going to happen. It's bound to happen because you're creating a lot of chances. It's crazy because actually the stats actually show that the big chances created in the league so far this season in 19 games is joint top is Manchester City and Arsenal with 60 big chances created each. We've created 60, they've created 60. We've missed more than they've scored more. But then again, when you look at goals conceded per match, we're conceding at 0.6 and they're at 0.9. They're conceding more than we are conceding. Again, we have more clean sheets. And when you say expected goals, we have more expected goals right now. So eventually, the more chances you create, some team is going to get it. And at the Emirates, we've been resolute at the Emirates. That's been a fortress for us this season. So I'm happy that the Emirates did what it did again. 12 men were rising up. The crowd, the stadium, everybody was in it. And then just to address some other little things that everybody, people, I know people are going to. These were the notes that I made. By the way, this is a joke for me. I said these are my complaints. Mikel Arteta was not staying in his technical area. He needs to lead by example. That's nonsense. He needs to stay in his technical area and stop moving up and down. Viktor Gyokeres, another 65 million, did not score again. I don't know why we paid 65 million for this guy, but he refused to score. And that's nonsense. We should have scored more goals. We should have scored more goals. This is not. And then again, why didn't we score in the first half? These are going to be the narratives that you're going to start hearing them say. And I'm really upset that we didn't get an own goal. I'm really upset that we didn't get an own goal. Because Arsenal has got, what, 3 own goals in the Premier League right now. And they've made it a whole narrative. Meanwhile, do you know how many own goals City has? 3. We have the same number of own goals that City has, but they've made Arsenal's own a narrative. So it's just ridiculous, you know. And then, yes, we consider 3 shots on target. I don't know what we're doing. If Gabriel and Saliba are back, we should not be conceding shots on target. I'm just being sarcastic here. Because this is the narrative that you're going to hear. They're not going to talk about how brilliant the team was today. They're not going to talk about the fact that in the first half, we had to feel our way around because, of course, Villa is the team that can do you damage. They're not going to talk about the fact that we came out in the second.
Oh my God! Look at this! Look at this! Look at this! I fucking love this. I don't know if you know, but after every game, Onana puts 3 points into his pocket and walks down the ground. Look at what Thing did. Do you see it?
I saw him. I saw it.
Look at it. He's like,
zip. GABI!
Let's fucking go! The guy's hyping me up. Yo, Dayo, I'm sorry to interrupt.
But yeah, that's the thing. The truth is like,
let's
look, again,
break down the game. Let's break down the game.
Yeah, let's break down the game, because again, if you look at this game, for me, most importantly, right, like I was saying, is if you look at the consistency of how we've been playing, first and foremost, is the first thing I want to look at. That tells you that somebody somewhere is going to get it from us. We can't be playing games where we're creating 22 chances and 22 shots, 25 shots, game after game after game. Of course, not being clinical, right, cost us those games. It's not like we dropped points, but we won either through an own goal or something, and people made it a big deal. But they forget that in that game, you're creating 17. You're taking 17 shots. You're creating 7 big chances. You're creating 5 big chances. Eventually, what's going to happen is you're going to click and you're going to start putting those chances away. And when that happens, then any team that is in that firing line will get it. You will get the 3s, the 4s, the 5s, because you can't create that many chances consistently and not put them away. So Aston Villa, your winning streak came to an end today at the Emirates. Why? Because eventually Arsenal clicked. We created 7 big chances and we scored 4. Normally we create 7 big chances and we score 1 or we score 2. But the thing is, we are creating those chances. So that's the most important thing. We need to keep creating those chances. And just start second half of the season. If we can replicate what we did in 23-24 season, 16 games where we went 15, I think, or 14 wins, 1 draw. But I don't even want 14. I just want us to just take it game by game, go into those games, create as many chances as possible, and put them away. I'm glad to have players coming back. Gabriel, the likes of Gabriel, the likes of Havertz, the like of Gabriel Jesus. Like, I'm glad to have them coming back, man. But today's game, let's be honest. If you look at, we
let's start over from the beginning. First half, I thought Dayo, I said meh for Arsenal, and everyone was kind of saying Aston Villa was slightly better in that first half, and I don't disagree. I think Aston Villa was slightly better, but neither team scored. It was a meh first half. It was a stalemate, right?
It was a I wouldn't say they were better because we created the same amount of big chances in the first half. Maybe they looked good on the ball, right? You could say
let's talk about those chances. They crossed the ball into the box. Saliba stopped it. We got the ball crossed into our box, and Viktor Gyokeres headed the ball over the bar twice. Viktor Gyokeres could have scored 2 goals. They're very difficult chances, don't get me wrong, but at least get the first one on target.
I guess again, in the first half, we also blocked more shots than them. So yes, I think it's fair to say that they were the more dangerous team. not by a mile or a margin, but like they were the more dangerous team since we're blocking 4 shots. But
What do you
then
think
we
about
then had, but then
Gyokeres?
we didn't listen. But then we then had 5 shots inside the box, and they only had 2 in our box. So we had
What
more touches in their box. So I think it balances out in the first half for me.
All right, fair. Let's we can agree to disagree on that, or actually, I might disagree. I might agree with you on that. But Viktor Gyokeres attacks and gets 2 chances. What do you think of those? What do you think of his opportunities in the first half? Because I thought we were creating for him in this game, although they were headers and they weren't on the ground. He still was getting the ball, and I didn't feel like,
Yeah, he's a ball to feet player. Again,
yeah,
Victor Gyokeres is a ball to feet player. He hasn't finally clicked on this team, and now we're giving him balls to head. Like I don't. He if he buried one of those chances, good. It was good for his confidence. It's good for him to head a ball in. But we can't play him with back to goal, or he's a ball to feet player, a guy that we need to be able to get to the wings, cut back to him, let him just be there at the edge of the box, and let him just take his shots. But then we then need somebody to drag players away from him so that he can take those shots. That's what we really genuinely need. So yeah, those chances were chances that I expected, at least as a striker, just put in the back of the net. But
the
I
Zubimendi goal. I thought before we jump ahead, I thought Gyokeres could have had a chance like the Zubimendi goal if Odegaard passed it to him instead of passing it to Hincapie when Hincapie tripped over his feet.
tripped over his feet. Yeah. Well, again, that's another thing. Sometimes it's a case of you've already swiveled your head, you've seen the player, and you've kind of made up your mind that that's where you're going because it's the first time ball. So players are not going to get it right 100% of the time on the pitch, but when it is most important to get it right, they got it right today, and that's the most important thing. Like you will make some bad passes, you will get tackle, you would break on your press. When somebody presses you, they'll get the ball off you. You make those mistakes, but the most important thing is when it gets to the time to be able to put the ball in the back of the net, all the process it takes, we do it right. That's all I care about. And 3 points in the bag again. Boop. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
The Real Sociedad midfield did its job today. Although there was a shout, people were saying Marino should have been sent off for the grab on Rodgers. I thought it was a 50-50 call. I think people are just crying like bitches because Arsenal are cheating. They think we're cheating.
Why shouldn't we have gotten the penalty when the player had his hand up like this instead of behind him in the 18-yard box and the ball was going over his head where he could have used his head? Shouldn't that have been the pen for us? But nobody's complaining about that. Like I said again, I'm glad they didn't give that pen, to be honest with you, because if they give it, I'll take it. Fair enough. But if they give it against me, I'll be very upset as well. So, there's things that referees are not going to get it right 100%. What people cannot stand, and this is what it is, Egal.
Yeah.
When they see how well Arsenal is doing right now, they're looking at the table, and they're saying to themselves, these guys have played 19 games, won 14, drawn 3, and only lost 2 games all season. The next person behind them has already lost double the games they've lost, which is 4. City has lost 4 games already. Like, when they see how good we are, they can't stand it. So they have to find something in the game. They have to pick on a Mikel Merino tackle. They have to pick on you guys got lucky because the referee did not see something. Like, they just have to find, okay, or for example, I made a list. I told you, I said some of the things they'll complain about today.
Hey,
right?
well, we'll get on to that. Next, before we go any further, shout out to you, Amadis. He says, what's stopping us from winning all 4 trophies? I'm not going to lie to you. Right now, I'm not focused on that. I'm just focused on winning the next game, mate. It's just about the next game. The next game's against Bournemouth. And guess what? Bournemouth are going to be without Semenyo most likely for the next game. So that is good news for me. If Semenyo is going to be out of the Bournemouth team for that game and he's going to be on his way to City, that's an advantage for Arsenal going into that game. But hey,
even if he wasn't going to City, I don't care anymore about all of this talk. Again, we have to look at we should prepare for a game like it, and I'm sure that's how Mikel Arteta and the boys prepare. They prepare for a game with the fact that Semenyo will be there. Prepare for the game like so. If he's not there, fair enough. If he's there, let's not. And I know fans, like, for us, it's like, all right, cool, one less player to that can cause us problems. But then realistically, again, we know how good we are defensively, and we can see that once the offense clicks, with the amount of chances we create, it's a case of score 1 goal or score 2 goals and just lock up the shop.
Hey, Gabriel's back. Gabriel Magalhaes was truly missed. in his time away. And you could tell, bro, the moment we scored that set piece goal, I felt like we were invincible. I felt like something clicked and it just went to another gear. And the whole team just was galvanized by it to a point where everything we did, I felt like just went our way from there. It was game over.
Yeah,
Gabriel,
you have to realize the impact of what set piece of what a set piece goal from Gabriel does for the team and does for the stadium, the energy in the stadium. He's been away, he's been injured, he comes back and then scores a set piece goal. You know, the stadium energy now becomes double, right? And that gives the players oomph. The players are like, whoa, let's go now. Let's like automatically. The same thing with Gabriel Jesus' goal. You know, after Gabriel Jesus' goal, you saw how the stadium went with how many minutes left. People still felt like, you know what, hey, we can give them 5, 6. You could see it. That's it. For 10 minutes, we're going, ooh,
oh, listen to this. The common only reason you won is because no Cash and no Kamara. Those same people who are saying this were saying before the game, Declan Rice is out. Villa have this in the bag. So I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. So I don't all of these excuses because again, we didn't have Declan Rice. We didn't have, maybe we could have scored maybe 7 if Declan was there. Would you concede to that? Would you concede to the fact that okay, they didn't have Cash and Kamara, so we beat them 4-1. But what if Declan was there and Cash and Kamara were there, so we will beat them 7-3 because Cash and Kamara would assist in
You know
scoring?
what they're gonna do?
What are we doing? Like, what are we
You know
doing
what
here?
they're gonna do, Dayo? If we win our next game versus Bournemouth without Declan Rice again, they're gonna say, "Oh, Declan Rice was holding Arsenal back." They're gonna
Oh
start
yeah. They're going to start running an agenda.
running another agenda.
There's nothing this team does where they don't try to run an agenda on it. And that's why for me, I just got tired of the whole thing. From the beginning of the season, it was, oh, you're set piece people. Then again, oh, you're set piece. Then from set piece to, oh, it's not sustainable. Not sustainable to, oh, own goals. Like the own goal thing is so funny, right? That I'm like, okay, we've scored from 3 own goals this season. City have scored from 3 own goals this season. I don't see anybody saying anything about City's own goals. But suddenly, Arsenal scores from own goals. Oh, man, the world has to come crashing down. It's such nonsense. So every week I'm waiting for their new... That's why I'm making lists now. They're going to talk about Mikel Arteta not staying in his technical area. Go watch mainstream media. That's what they're going to say. Oh, the referee came and spoke to him and he smiled his way out of it. Next week, he's probably going to get a card. That's going to be what they're going to
do. Let's try to move a little quicker because I'm trying to go to bed. ZUBIMENDI's goal, Odegaard's pass was amazing.
Odegaard was on demon spawn.
There's 2 topics to discuss on this goal. Can you believe that ZUBIMENDI has already gotten his career high for a season in goals, and we're only in December? And also Odegaard, back-to-back good performances. He's looking solid.
Yeah. Odegaard has, I think Odegaard is slowly but surely coming back. And I think that maybe because, like, again, he knows that there's people on the bench that can come in as well and play in place of him. But also you have to factor in that players' confidence, injury, coming back from that, back and forth, and then trying to play at the highest level that you can play at because the World Cup is coming as well. You want to stay in that form. You don't want to dip. So yeah, Odegaard he looked like the Odegaard that we remember, the Odegaard that we know, and that makes me happy, man. That makes me very, very happy. The guy is dropping in deep, receiving the ball, like just consistently moving the ball. He played more forward passes today than I think than anybody, if I'm not mistaken. Let me pull it up again.
Yeah, he probably did. But I also want to big up Trossard. Trossard, did you know the stat that Trossard has the most goals and the most assists in 2025 for Arsenal?
Yes, he does. He has a joint. He's the joint top goal scorer with Odegaard. I said no, Odegaard with Gyokeres. They both scored 5, but he has more assists.
No, I'm talking about the whole calendar year.
Oh, whole calendar year. Okay, now I thought you're talking about just the Premier League. Yeah.
Including the back end of last year, plus the assists. Trossard has been super clutch for us. Think about all the games that he's helped us win where he's the 1 goal scorer. Like the Fulham game, even in Europe, even this game right here, he breaks it open. The Sunderland game, he brought us back. He has just been outstanding. And Trossard, I don't think he gets enough praise sometimes. He got a goal and an assist in this game, and he just he is that left winger for us. There is no other left winger for us. He is one of the best left wingers for us. And Eze is struggling to get in this team. Martinelli struggling to get into his team. It's going to be Madueke struggling to get into this team. We have a lot of good.
I won't call it struggling to get into the team though. But again, it's not. There's no struggle. You play your best team per the team that you're playing, and Madueke played today. Eze is going to get his shot to play. There's many games coming. So again, I won't even call it a struggle. I just think that it's good to have that because again, if Odegaard knows that if he plays a shitty 45 minutes, he's going to be subbed for Eze immediately. He knows this. And then even Trossard, as good as Trossard has been for us this season, he knows that if he does one of those his nonsense 45 minutes, Martinelli's coming in. Martinelli's been our best left winger in the Champions League.
Yeah, and in the league it's Trossard.
It's Trossard.
Let's go to David Raya. Unbelievable saves at the end. Unbelievable. I know some people are gonna say, "Oh, they shot it right at him." Bro, the man was seated, got up, stopped it, and got up and stopped it again. Like it's not.
I just have to give kudos to David Raya. I'm upset that we didn't get a clean sheet because I want him to get his Golden Glove. But just one clean sheet away from the next two teams behind us. I think we should be at least 2 or 3 by now. But having said that, David Raya has come in clutch for us again this season. Again, of course, the goal they scored really makes no difference in the grand scheme of things because the goal difference right now between us and City is 26 goals and 25 for us plus. So it's one goal separating us from our goals difference. So Raya saved today, really, really clutch. Raya has just been, your goalkeeper should be able to give you 9 to 12 points in the season. He should be able to save you in games 9 to 12 points at least because you don't get called on many times because you're the Arsenal goalkeeper, because of our defense, because of how we don't concede shots on goal. So when you do get called upon,
deliver.
And that's the one thing I respect about him. He doesn't get a lot to do throughout the entire game, but when it's time, he does step up to the plate. So
yeah, when it's time to go, you deliver. What's next? Before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button, boys and girls. I'll say this. Gabriel Jesus, great goal, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like I'm still not changing the striker situation. I'm just keeping it as it is. Gyokeres starts the next game again because some people.
Again, this is where you would have to look at the next game and decide who suits that game. Yes, Gyokeres starts the next game because of maybe what he brings to the table. But if Gabriel Jesus is already in scoring form, what I will not do is let that scoring form die, right? If you're coming off the bench in the last game and you're playing well, you created 2 chances and you missed one,
Does Jesus start the next game, yes or no?
I would start him because of the form that he's in. Because if he gets on the pitch and we're able to score 2 goals in the first half against Bournemouth, then I don't mind taking Jesus off because, again, he's coming back from injury and then bringing in Gyokeres in the second half or 60 minutes. Again, Gyokeres still needs to fit into the team and he hasn't yet. So I will still find a way to keep playing him till we are able to play in and around him properly. So again, you play your best team. My thing is, who is the best team right now? What team do you put on the pitch that will give you the best chance to be able to win the game? It's not just because I pay 65 million for Gyokeres or because Gabriel Jesus is my former striker and he earns 260. I don't care about that. I care about my best 11 in and at that time because you got to ask yourself during training, who is fit? Because again, will I force Gyokeres to play if he has a stomach ache just before the game? When Gabriel is fit?
Would you start Eze with Odegaard in the form that he's in?
I could start both of them together now with the form that they're in. I played Mikel Merino more for his defensive prowess today against a team like like Aston Villa, who we know that their midfield, Onanas and co. In the next game, I would play Eze in that left 8 and I'd play Odegaard in the 10. And there's nothing wrong with that because now you're playing a more attacking game against a Bournemouth team that has a Semenyo. So you also want to give yourself more attacking flair as well. So again, play Trossard on the left, play Eze as a left 8, play ZUBIMENDI in the 6 because he can play as a lone 6, and I'll play Odegaard.
Fair. Moving on to the final discussion. Shout out to Higo in the chat. Shout out to everyone in the chat. We still trust Gyokeres. Yeah. Can we talk about some of the players and individual players? We're gonna do player ratings in a second. Hincapié, what a performance from him. Raya, I'm giving. Let's do player ratings quickly. I'm giving David Raya an 8. What are you giving him?
Yeah, I think he deserves it. He deserves an 8. He deserves an 8. I'll
8.
say, yeah, 8. I'll give him an 8. That goal, I guess, I don't know. I'm mad at that goal.
Okay. Who's next? Go ahead.
Nkapie gets an 8.
Yeah, Hincapie gets an 8.
Gabriel Magalhaes gets a 9.
Yeah.
Comes in, destroys, and goes out.
Saliba gets an 8.
Saliba gets an 8 for me. I don't know what they're rating there. Saliba gets an 8.
Timber gets a 8.5.
Timber gets an 8 point. Yeah. I was going to say 8. I was going to say 8 for Timber. Yeah. I was going to say
8.5 for Timber. I think Odegaard gets an 8.5.
Odegaard, if Timber can't get 8.5, Odegaard 8.5. Odegaard gets a 9 for what he did today. I'm sorry.
Right,
Odegaard gets a 9.
ZUBIMENDI gets a 9 also.
8. I give ZUBIMENDI an 8.5. 8.5 plus the goal.
I'm giving Moreno a 7.
Mikel Merino, yes, will probably be the guy who I'd give a 7 to.
Saka gets a 6.
Yeah, he was quiet.
Like 3 goals.
Yeah, he was quiet today, so yeah, fair enough. I'd say Saka gets a 6.
Gyokeres 6.
Gyokeres, yeah, I think Gyokeres and Saka were our 2 most quiet players today.
And Trossard for me gets at a 9 also.
Trossard gets a 9.5.
Oh.
Trossard was on demon time today. Trossard and Odegaard, please. Trossard was on proper demon time. This is one of the first times I've seen Trossard just look like on that left wing. I was like, this guy is playing like Brazilian, like he's playing like street soccer. Like Trossard was on demon time today, man. I'm sorry, no. Trossard is a 9.5 for me.
Fair. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this section up. Finally, let's go to the title race conversation. Bro, did you see the last 3 games last year? We dropped points in them. The next 3 games last year, we dropped points in them. So job's not finished. We got the win. Now we need to go get win.
Yeah, I mean the job's not done. There's still a lot of game to be played in the season, and I think they're taking it game by game. And one thing I can say about this Arsenal team that I see that is different, which is why when people don't want to talk football and just want to banter, it upsets me, is the fact that I have seen the growth in this team. Literally, I can tell you that this team plays like they want to win. So even when which is why they find a way to win, even when they're not playing very well. Because this team, you can actually see it in the way they play. Like I don't think anybody on that squad is thinking about Manchester City. I don't believe anybody in that dressing room is like, oh yeah, they know where Manchester City is at. They know what they're capable of doing. But all they're thinking about is, we got the next game. Let's go in there and let's kill it. Saliba said something to Gabriel in the last game that we played against Brighton, in French at the end of the game. When you read his lips, what he said in French, he was like, "We're not mean enough," and Gabriel responded, "Yes." Like he literally said that. Saliba actually said that to Gabriel at the end of the game. We're not mean enough. Like we need to be meaner. So you can imagine this is what the players are telling themselves. So for me, I just put myself in their headspace and I'm like, yeah, I think the title race is on. It's not going to be an easy title race. It's not going to be an easy title to win. But I want to also dispel everything that the media says and what fans say when they say, oh, they don't rate Arsenal. Arsenal cannot win the league. They're going to bottle it. Then if you believe all those things, then we cannot be favorites. If you believe all those things, you can't say Arsenal are the favorites. You then have to say City, who you believe is going to do it, are the favorites because you believe City will not bottle it. You believe they have Pep and you believe they have Haaland and they're going to go on and do it. So if they are the favorites, keep yelling that, make them the favorites. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. Game by game, crushing it. Fair. Because again, you remember like 3 seasons ago when we're 8 points ahead and City caught up with us and everybody made it a big deal. And I said to them, but you guys are lying. 3 seasons ago, it was 2 points ahead from me because City had 2 games in hand. By game week 30, City had 2 games in hand. By game week 35, they still had 1 game in hand. So 3 games to the end of the season, City had a game in hand. So what are we doing here? Like, eventually we knew that that particular City team was going to win that game in hand, which meant that they were literally going to catch up to us. But this season, they don't have any game in hand. Neither do we. So it's what it is this season. We're all going to go for it.
All right. Let's get into the next discussion. Is none other than Bro, is it me or City fans kind of rattled?
Yeah. They will be. They are rattled. Most rival fans will be rattled. You know why? Because most rival fans are looking at Arsenal through a banter goggle. That's all they ever do. They never look at football for football. And even when you talk about, like, when we try to talk football with them and talk about how good their team is or whatever it is, they try to paint this narrative of, you just figure it out. We will go on and win it. Then if you win it, then we can talk. And I'm like, we can talk about the game in isolation and how good the game was and how well we played without you, getting into your feelings. It ain't my fault that we're balling out now, and they're going to play Sunderland next. We'll see what happens.
Hey, I don't expect Sunderland to get points off them. At
No,
this
no, no,
moment,
not even. Again, in the Premier League, it's not about getting points of them or not getting points of them. It's also going to show. You gotta remember, in a game, you might win a game, but if you win a game shaky, it says a lot more about your consistency, because everybody try to criticize our consistency, right?
bro, Declan Rice or no Declan Rice, I felt the difference with Gabriel being there today. The difference was night and day. No disrespect to Gabriel and everybody else who's been filling in at center back, but you just knew you felt safe with those two back there, Saliba and Gabriel. But yeah, enough about the title race. It's going to be like this until the end of the season. I don't think we're going to run away with it anymore.
No, we're not running anywhere with it. It's not going to be a runaway. I think it's going to
basically give it 2 months. If you see City or Arsenal drop successive points, then maybe. But at this moment in time, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. And yeah, the thing that's important is we separated ourselves from Villa quite different. I think Villa start falling off from here probably. Once you get beat, once you get punched in the face, you start to feel it.
But again, Villa, but the good thing Villa has done is they've given themselves a cushion from the rest of the group. So again, they are like 7 points or 10 points.
Oh, yo, Vader's in the building. Shout out Vader. He said this title season, would you say Saka has been the 5th most important with Raya, Gabriel, Rice? What about Saliba? So Raya, Gabriel, Rice, Trossard. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So, but Saka, don't forget, as much as we say,
when you say important, though, I need clarification, and I'm not saying you need to super.
He's basically saying impacting results. In my opinion, this is wrong in one sense because we don't get the first goal. We don't get the first goal without the cross from Trossard. So Trossard is important. Trossard had a big impact in all the goals. Gabriel had a big impact. Rice had a big impact. Raya had a big impact. But I do think, you know what? He has a point. This season, you could arguably say Saka's, out of importance and impact this season, he's been lower down the pecking order.
I mean, again, we have him.
So has Odegaard.
Saka has the same number of assists as Trossard already this season. Oh no, Trossard has more assists. Sorry, Saka has a few. Again, my thing is, when you say important, I need to I'm trying to understand. Are you saying like player rating or what? Like, no, because for me, I think that I look at the team like in segments. I look at my defense, I look at my midfield, and I look at my offense. And in my offense, I would say Trossard and Saka have been my 2 most, important strikers for me this season, doing what they're supposed to do. So far, so good. They have levels to go, and I think that's where I put that. In my midfield is Declan Rice. I would be looking at who's been my key guy, and then maybe ZUBIMENDI. Because up front, again, Mikel Merino has done a job this season, this year so far. You know what I'm saying? So in defense, I'd say Gabriel. And then again, everybody has their own level of importance for their role. If I look at my right back, Timber, what do you want me to say about Calafiori?
Yeah. Left back. Let me just stop you there. Shout out to everyone from Big Six Bands. Big up to Mons and all the boys over there for the redirect. I appreciate it. And yeah, we're just in the middle of talking about the.
Can I just so Vader? What I would say is, I think if you wanted to give them a hierarchy, yes, I'd say Saka be 5th. If you want to give them a hierarchy like that, but if I wanted to look at it holistically, Arsenal, we don't have superstars. We don't have a robot like Haaland.
We don't have a Haaland.
We don't have a robot like Haaland. We don't have we don't have those type of.
So although I would say although I would say we might not have players that are aliens, we do have players that are amongst the best in their position, like
Yeah, the
Gabriel.
best in the position, and then together as a squad, I think that is what gives us our strength.
I think what's dangerous today, bro, is you look on our bench and the unused substitutes and like the level of quality we have in the team
yeah,
is so much better than majority of these teams.
dude, you're seeing Eze on the bench, Havertz on the bench. Like there was not one player on that bench that could not have started. They could any player on that bench could have started.
Even Norgard had a big part to play in the goal for Jesus.
Miles Lewis Skelly, Gabriel Jesus, Ben White is back, Noni Madueke, like Christian Norgard. Like you're looking at players that are all prem proven players that have played in the Premier League and have some level of experience. It's not like somebody from the academy is sitting there, and that's an important thing, like with the squad. So yeah, I'm happy, man. I'm
and
happy.
Mascara, Calafiori, and Rice are going to be back soon. We might have a healthy team for once, hopefully. But before I go any further, shout out to everyone in the comment section. I'm just going to say love for the love. Before we go any further, the title race and all this stuff, we're going to talk about this for the rest of the year. But the upcoming fixtures for Arsenal are important also. Next 3 games are always, every 3 games seem difficult. But our next 3 games, Bournemouth away, Liverpool, Portsmouth.
Oh, every game is difficult. I don't like the idea of next. I don't even. I'm just like, look, if they have
at least we have a couple days off before the Bournemouth game.
Yeah, that's good. That would allow.
What I'm gonna say is Happy New Year's, everybody. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video. Dayo, I'm gonna wrap it up here. You have anything else to say, bro?
No, man. Just gonna say love for the love. You guys enjoy the rest of your holiday. Happy New Year, and we're still on top of the table with a 5-point gap. That's what's most important to me. Yeah, let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
We'll be back tomorrow with another video. Hopefully, catch you guys in the next one. Love for the love. Peace.